Hello, welcome to BreadHeadS.com. Yes, it's my online merch shop. We got women's clothes, men's clothes, hats, sweatpants, you name it. Great material, wonderful designs for the holidays. Every purchase is greatly appreciated, so please stop by. We needed to keep the channel going. And now on with the show. It was cold outside. Winter was coming. Trees looking dead and creepy. Evening was coming too. The wind blowing hard. I was stranded in the middle of nowhere, trying to get to my friend's cabin up in the mountains of Colorado. He said it's been in the family for years, but it's been empty. No one's been up there in a long time. And he told me there was a secret key hidden where I can get in. I was wondering why that no one's been up there in years. But I had to go there for now because the home I had was gone. Family passed away. My wife and 2 kids died in a fire. And I didn't want to face reality, so I left the town. I was living on the street for a week, run down, hungry. So I finally got up there. I hitched a ride from this weird guy, and he kept saying weird things about my life, and I don't know how he knew. I had this weird feeling that something was calling me or watching me or something. The only thing I had on me was a bag of clothes, a few things that I need, some smokes, and a cell phone. I tried to call my friend Paul a few times to see. I didn't get no answer. Why was it empty for all these years? It just kept running across my mind, and I don't know why. What was the matter with this place? If you had it in your family for so long, why'd you go up there and take vacations? I mean, I know winter's horrible, especially up in the mountains, but it'd be a hell of a lot worse if you just lived there. But you can go there in the springtime. Anyway, I found the key when I got there. You could tell no one's been living in it for a long time. Webs, spider webs everywhere. Dust. All it needed was a little helping hand to make it shine again. So my friend Paul finally called. I was surprised that my phone was working up in these mountains, but it did. Just this one time. Kind of strange about that too, I don't know why, but it did. And he told me why his family left it. When Paul was a little boy, his dad rented it to this young couple for about a month. And they kept saying something paranormal was happening up there. And of course, his dad didn't believe him. He told him to stop taking the drugs. He called the sheriff. The sheriff would go up there. And he said, no, they were terrified of something, but he thought it was other kids scaring them or something. Or maybe they saw, bears or whatever the hell lingers up in those woods. Until the last day before they were supposed to move out, their stuff was still in the cabin. But the people were nowhere to be found. Still missing to this day. And quite a few times in the past, Paul's father said, this got a long story from way back in the day. Long time ago, a family that lived there did some naughty things. They got trapped because of a blizzard. And they had some friends over and stuff. And to survive, they ate their friends. And something with the man, the only survivor, when the people got there to save them, said that he loved the taste of the kid's meat. It was more sweeter than the adult. Now, how crazy is this shit, huh? Anyway, it felt weird being in there. Surprisingly enough, it still had electricity too, which I figured candles were going to be very useful for me, but it did have electric and running water. But then again, the snow wasn't here yet, just a frigid cold. The wind was blowing so weird that it sounded like it was talking in a slow, creepy manner. As I sat there and read these books, this book that he had on the shelf, which I noticed there was a lot of weird books on black magic, and I'm thinking to myself, what the hell's these people doing up here? But nothing seemed really out of the ordinary. I felt that the stories were getting to me. Feeling of something watching me. I took a shower. Still feel like something. Thinking I'm hearing things move in the living room. Little voices.
Hello? Hello?
And it just kind of kept coming into my mind about these kids that were eating and a few families that came up here said they kept hearing children's voices saying stuff. Little cries and screams through the walls. I didn't hear nothing but the wind. For now. It felt kind of weird because, I like reading and stuff like that, but sometimes I like to watch some TV, but hey, something's better than nothing, and I'm freezing outside. And when I mean that it's up in the mountains, there's literally nothing around. Luckily, he had some food, and I had some food in my bags. Then I started thinking how I'm gonna get more food, because there ain't like a grocery store I can walk to. I ain't much of a hunter, but it looks like I'm gonna have to take a crash course in it, ain't I? By the third night, I was still doing okay. I was a few chapters in on this book he left called Memoirs of a Ghost. It was a decent book. It kept sucking me in, drawing me closer into this book, until it sounded like the bed moved upstairs. So I slowly walked up the stairs, heart beating fast, thinking to myself logically, something must have hit the house, the roof, outside. I don't know. It was just weird. I went up there and I looked in the room and there was nothing there. Then I started hearing this voice again, but now it was coming from downstairs. So I went downstairs, and out of the corner of my eye, a chair moved. I grabbed my coat immediately and ran outside, smoking my cigarette, wondering, my mind must be playing tricks on me or something, I don't know. What the hell was that? Did I see what I actually saw out of my own damn eyes? Then the light from the second floor landing, there's a window, and something grabbed my attention, and it looked like a little boy looking at me, and the light started flickering. So I quickly ran inside and ran up the stairs, but there was nothing there. And then what really got me was, it sounded like a boy standing right next to my left side.
Whoa.
And I was like, what the hell? Then it sounded like a drawer opened up in the bedroom. And sure as shit, I walked in there and it was wide open. The little dresser next to the bed. As I got close to it, it closed right in front of me. Oh, what the? I'm literally in the middle of nowhere. What the hell am I going to do? No one's going to believe me. Then I heard this little kid laughing. I ran downstairs and just tried to ignore it the best I could. It stopped for a while, so I went to go to bed. When I laid in bed, all hell broke loose. Was I dreaming? I don't know. I opened my eyes. I was sitting there watching this. The shadow of like 10 kids was around my bed, and this one, like it was the leader, came out of the shadows. And it was saying something under its breath and I couldn't understand. And it was almost like something hit me in the head because I immediately passed out. Then I woke up at 3 o'clock in the morning. It sounded like the wind was saying my name. It was cold. So cold that the fire wasn't even warming me up. And when I woke up, for some reason or another, I couldn't get out of bed. I started to panic. Why can't I get out of bed? I don't see nothing. Then these voices started swarming around me. And I heard off in the distance this help me cry. What the hell you want from me? What the hell? What am I gonna do? I tried to call Paul. He kept saying no service. Then I finally got loose and threw on my clothes and ran outside. Started running down through the forest from a nice distance. And I thought that would help me. Then the thought of how am I going to survive in this cold and where should I go? I'm stuck. My phone's not working. Then I slowly started going back to the cabin, and right there on the porch there was 3 kids with blood down their faces and no eyes. They literally had no eyes. And then this one kid, he looked like he was about 12, stepped out from behind the tree, saying stuff. His skin started dripping off of his face. So I started to run again. Yeah, I started saying my name. But I had to get back in there for warmth and survival. But I didn't want to go back in there. And as I was running behind the house, I tripped over this rock. And my head hit another stone. When I woke up, I had frostbite on my hands. But there was this tunnel or well or whatever you want to call it behind the house. I slowly crawled into it. Something was pulling me to it. And when I got in the middle of this hole, I started seeing bones. Bones of kids, femur bones, ribs. And as I was in there and I found this stuff, I wanted to scream, but my fear wouldn't let me. And then I started hearing outside this awful yelling. Sound like a monster or beast. I was terrified. Then this skull inside this hole turned around and looked at me and said, "Welcome to hell." Hands came out of the ground and started grabbing onto me. I'm trying my best to fight to break loose. It was grabbing me. I couldn't scream. I finally broke free. I crawled out, ran as fast as I could. I was freezing, getting dizzy. I don't even know where the hell I was at. Next thing you know, I got woken up from a state trooper. I told them all what I found. They were able to save my hand. They found the bones. They forced my friend Paul and him to condemn the cabin, and they had a priest bless the land. But some say you can go in that area still to this day. And right where the spot where the cabin was, you see kids playing around the fire. And another couple that was up in the area 3 weeks ago said they saw a couple people speaking to a thing in the fire that had horns. I'm glad I survived. And if you don't believe in this stuff, maybe someday something will come across you that'll make you a believer. 'Cause I sure in the hell am now. And thankful that I survived.